Vrindavanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Damodar Mans Mahamahotsava. I'd like to offer my humble respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnavas, all the wonderful devotees, and my best wishes with great wishes to you with beginning of Damodar Mahina, coming just starting, and I would like to share with screen. We can continue today, second session of culture of respect. Culture of respect. So I'll share the screen with all of you. Can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So today morning, actually, I just was looking for the definition of respect. In fact, what is the respect? And according to the dictionary, respect is the feeling of deep admiration for someone or something by their abilities, by seeing their abilities, qualities, or achievements. Okay, and this is another opinion. Meaning is due to regard for the feelings, wishes, or rights of others. Interesting. I was just thinking, this is to draw the parallel that it is very much Krishna very much deserve respect, and the saintly people like Srila Prabhupada, they deserve respect for their qualities, by their abilities, and by their achievements, for their achievements, what they have done. And Krishna's ability, of course, nobody can compare with anyone. But unfortunately, Prabhupada said this is godlessness, godless civilization, because they don't recognize God, therefore they cannot offer respect to him. Very, very puffed up, topless and bottomless civilization, very puffed up, thinking that they are masters of whatever they can survey. But real person who can offer respect is a humble person. Therefore, it's how much important in modern society spiritual education, jnana dipena bhasvataha, this is spiritual education and light of spiritual knowledge to understand that there is God behind creation, and we have to offer respect to. How to offer respect? Fully. Etavan janma safaliyam dehinam iha deheshu pranair ardhair dhiya vacha. By our life, by our wealth, opulence, by our intelligence, dhiya, and vacha, by our vakya, by our speech. So we offering respect in action, not only in speaking, but in action. And in particularly, we can discuss today how to offer, why we have to offer respect to the saintly people who are representative of God, and how to respect the woman and how to be humble. So it is explained, Sadhu Sangha, it is explained also, we know this, in Chaitanya Charitamrita in Madhya Lila. The verdict of all revealed scriptures is that by even moment of association with pure devotees, one can attain all success. Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra Koi, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoi. And we know that this is respect to the sadhus, this is the secret of bhakti. See, service. Bhagavad Gita starts, Krishna explains that you have to give respect to Guru. Tadvidhi pranipatina pariprasthena seva karna parta hai na. So we have to be humble. And another thing what come to my mind is one very nice story, Sufi story, about one old man and young man. Once it was one young man in the general square, big center of the city. And he was standing on some kind of chair, and big crowd was around him. And this man, he was proudly showing his beautiful heart. His heart was like as if from showroom, completely beautiful, new, shining, proud of this pure, shining golden heart. And everybody were admiring how spotless and beautiful heart this guy has. And this man said, "My heart is most beautiful." But then from the crowd, one very old voice came, "No, my heart is more beautiful than yours." And everybody looked at that person, and it was very old man, very, very old man with white beard. And everybody looked at his heart, and his heart was completely broken in holes, some scars, some big, big holes were there, and very beautiful, torn apart, very, very weird heart out, weird out. And they said, "How come your heart is very beautiful?" And this man said, "Well, see this hole? In this hole, this is part of my heart. I give my heart to somebody, but that person didn't give me back. So I remain hurt. And this is the scars. This is the bad words of people who hurt my heart. I give them so much good, but they hurt me back. That's why they left the scars here. And this is half whole. I give piece of my heart to somebody, and that person return me only half of that. So therefore, it's not fully filled. And all my life, I was giving my heart to others, but not everybody returned me back. That's why it looks very ugly. And while listening this young man, he took big piece of golden, very, very untouched, polished, beautiful, new brand heart, and he took from that heart nice piece and fill up the whole of that old heart. And everybody saw how they were crying, embracing each other and walking toward the horizon. Young and old man, they became like friends. Because young man, he understand that real beauty is not the being spotless and just shining. No, and real beauty is to give. We have to give in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. He says that he said that etavan janma safalyam dehinam iha dehishu pranayr arthar dhiya vacha. Shriyan acharana sada. He says that actually this is a human life becomes successful if we offering respect and doing highest activity by our for others, giving respect and service to others by our life, by our opulence, by our intelligence and our speech. Therefore, the service to the saintly people is very, very important. So, and we can see in Vedic culture a service attitude. Service attitude uh, toward the Supreme Personality of God, toward the living entity. We discussed with you in Daivi Varnashrama system. There are 8 different reasons why people giving respects. And highest one is for bhakti. When people, because some person, he possess the bhakti and devotion towards Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has to be given highest respect. We can see Shukadev Goswami, he was 16 years old only. Prahlad Maharaj, he was 5 years old. But Srimad Bhagavatam glorifying Prahlad Maharaj. And as an example is Vritrasura. He was a demon. Of course, we know that he was Chitraketu Maharaj in the previous life, but in next life he became Vritrasura, very ugly demon. But because he was devotee, he was great devotee, then therefore he was given highest respect. Very often people may think people have some external qualification, as we discussed with you. And I am trying to find one very nice shloka. This is very nice shloka. I really want to share with you. It's from Padyavali of Rupa Goswami. Really super shloka. I like this shloka very much. It's glorifying the bhakti, like in I believe 7th canto. It is explained, Bhaktya tutosha Bhagavan Gajayuthapaya. Only by bhakti we can please Krishna. So this is a Padyavali 8th text of Rupa Goswami. He says, Vyadhasya dhruvasyasya chavayu vidya gajandrasya ka gajandrasya ka kubjah kim unamarupam adhikam kim tat suddhamnudhanam vamsah ko vidurasya yadavapatir ugrasya kim paurusham bhaktya tushyati kivalam nacha guner bhakti priyo madhavaha. He says that where were the hunters' piety? Hunter Mrigari, he was very cruel hunter. Or we know Valmiki, he was very, very cruel hunter. Okay. Where is the Dhruva's maturity? Dhruva Maharaj, he was a small boy. Where was his maturity? Where the Gajendra's knowledge? Gajendra, elephant, where was his knowledge? No knowledge. Where was the Sudama's wealth? Brahman Sudama, very poor. Where was his wealth? Where was Vidura's noble birth? Vidura, he happened to be from Mlecha family. And where was the Ugrasena's chivalrous strength? Ugrasena, King Ugrasena, he was not very powerful king. Even Kamsa put him in jail. And he said, Lord Madhava is pleased only by devotional service, not by material qualifications. So we have to understand that we can offering respect is not necessarily should be based on material qualifications. You see, real respect has to be based on how much person has qualities as a devotee. We know all these 26 qualities of devotees, right? And one of the most qualities of devotees is Krishnaika Sharanam. Krishnaika Sharanam, he fully surrendered to Krishna, like that. And by doing this, um, respect, we gaining sukriti. Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his book Bhakti Loka, he also explains purpose of pious deeds is sukriti. Why are we giving respect? The ways of giving respect, in fact, we may also talk. I would like to keep some questions, time for questions. We were discussing yesterday with our leaders how to give respect there to make proper relationships with our seniors, with qualified people, with guru, with Krishna, with devotees, with women, how to give respect in society. You can write it down, 3 A's of successful relationships, respectful relationships. 3 A's. First, we have to be available. Second, we have to appreciate. And third, we have to be attentive. We have to be attentive, we have to appreciate, and we have to be available. So for the person like that, not only just speaking, talking, we have to walk our talk. And it's very, very nice. Maybe I can even show you how to offer respect to elder people. You please remind me if you want, I can show you one small clip, very, very nice clip I found in YouTube of attentiveness, how we have to be attentive to each other. If you respect somebody, there is no details, there is no small things in loving, respectful relationships. Like that. So there's respectful relationships. And purpose of doing this, 3 types. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains 3 kinds of karma mukhi sukriti. Karma mukhi sukriti means pious benefits by which one man can attain heavenly planets. Punya, sukriti. So by that I'll go putram dihi, rupam dihi, genam dihi, striyam dihi. I'll get some material benefit and I'll go to higher planetary system, right? Yanti devavrata devan. Because it's good punya, pious. And by doing that, through performing pious activities like building buildings, digging wells, planting shade trees, etc., they're doing all these altruistic activities, right? And they calling this as mundane respect. That's okay, but it's karma mukhi sukriti. Jnana mukhi sukriti. Jnana unmukhi sukriti means by this sukriti, people, they try to understand, they'll get that kind of power to understand that this material world is wrong. It's very, very is useless. Personal philosophists, they understand that this material world is useless, and they're giving respect to others just to get that knowledge, to get that punya. And by giving respect to others with this kind of sukriti, jnanonmukhi sukriti, they can get the knowledge and they will get what they want, right? Absolute truth is not this, not that, and they become, you can see many organizations, even spiritual organizations, they're very impersonal, very much impersonal. And like Buddhists, Om Mani Padma Hum, Om Mani Padma Hum. So they go in Nirvana, Katam, finish, katam.com, nothing, as they say in Hindi, na rahega bas, na bachega basuri, finish, nothing, you'll be hanging in the sky. But we know that this, if somebody is not getting bhakti, he will not be able to hang in the sky for a long time. Like flight, Prabhupada used to say, when flight is taking off, he can fly a very long time, but as soon as fuel finished, he has to land back. Similarly, if this Sukriti, Karma Unmukhi, Jnana Unmukhi Sukriti finished, Patant Adhaha, 14th chapter Bhagavatam of 10th canto says, Brahmaji, they again falling back. And Bhagavad Gita says that, this demigods, as soon as their piety finished, they have to come back again to this material world. To others with bhakti, then this guy's highest type of sukriti, people, and doing some pious activities by our body, by wealth, by our intelligence and words. To get some punya. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ishat antagata papam jananam punya.
Hare Krishna, it seems Prabhuji has got disconnected.
Okay, now I am connected. Hari, can you hear me again?
Yes, Prabhuji, we are able to hear you.
We can hear you. Yes.
So let me just again, what to do? Can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So anyway, very quickly, I just put few slides together so it can be more systematical. So respecting a woman, it's very, very important. Asamstutati parapatni bhaginiti va putriti va maliti va. This explains someone else's wife. Someone else's wife, if elder mother, younger daughter, equal age sister, and there is the different reasons for respect. Vitta bandha vaya karma vidya bhavati panchami etani manasthanani gharyo yat uttaram. Wealth, relatives, age, religious performances, sacred knowledge, all objects of respect, each subsequent one being increasing more important than those prior to them. And Vedic culture is the culture of, of humility a culture where we try to cultivate ways we can offer respect to others. So, and particularly by offering respects to women. You see, it is explained. It is explained. Sorry, technicals. Can excuse me? I'm just computer is hanging. So basically, when people offering respect to others, you know, this is a sign of humility. This is explained also in scriptures that matravat paradareshu paradarpishu lostavat atmavan sarvabhutishu yat pashyati sapanditaha. Can you hear me? I just don't. You can hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, we are able to hear
Thank
you.
you so much. Because sorry, I'm just traveling now. We in Himalayas, and this is some place I'm staying where there's not much very strong internet here, and I'm trying to put things together in. Okay, so okay, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can see the screen.
Okay, so relevance of calling someone Mataji, like sometimes in ISKCON we're calling Mataji, we're respecting. Nowadays also people saying, well, we have to call everyone Prabhu, that's okay, it's also maybe the option, but according Vedic scriptures and Shastra, it is explained that we have to expect Matravat Paradarishu, we have to respect everyone as a mother, ladies, except your wife. Mata itiva sabdena yam sacha bhasatin raha samata tulya satyena dharma sakshi satam api. It is explained that in Brahma Vaivarta Purana, if a man addresses some woman as a Mataji, then Dharma personified has witnessed that statement, and then in truth, she is the same as his mother. Exalted position of the mother. Krishna Katamritam Bindu cover letter, you know, this is explained. Dear Maharajas, Matajis, and Prabhus. So this also explained. Prabhupada was. And when Krishna offers respect to Mother Yashoda, you see, when Krishna comes and he goes to offer respect to his mother Yashoda first, even in Vrindavan. And we can see also Radha Krishna, we always calling it Radha Shyam Sundar. First comes Radharani, Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Govinda, Radha Gopinath. Adav Samucharetradham Paschat Krishnam Chamadhavam Viparitam Yadi Patyata Brahmahatyam Labhidruvam. Narada Pancharatra. Narada Muni says if you utter the reverse, then you get the result of killing a Brahmana. Can you imagine? If you can say Shyam Sundar Radha, Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Madhav, Radha Govinda. We have to speak only Radharani first. That's interesting. And it is also explained that mother 100 times more worshipable than father, according to scriptures. Sri Krishnam Jagatam Dato Jaganmato Charadika Pitru Sadgunam Mata Vandya Puja Garigasi. Krishna is the father of the world and Radhika is the mother. The mother is 100 times more worshipable than father, Radhisham. So And also it explained Mahabharata, Anusasana Parva, it's explained, Dasa Chaiva Pitrin Mata, Sarvam Vapti Pidim Api, Gauravena Abhilavati, Nasti Matra Samo Guru, Mata Gariyasi Yacha, Tena Yaktam Manyate Jagat. Mother is equal to 10 fathers, or she is equal to the whole earth. There is no senior person equal to the mother. Indeed, she is above all others in terms of reverence and respect due uh, to her. It is for this reason, the people offer so much respect to the mother. So we have to understand this also as a sadhu, shastra, and guru. Mahabharata also further explains, Nasti vidaparam shastram, Nasti matri samo guruhu, na dharma paramola bhas, taponana sanat param. There is no shastra superior than the Vedas. There is no gurus equal to one's mother. There is no acquisition superior to that of virtue, and there is no penance superior to fasting. So there is no guru superior than mother. We can see. And in Narad Purani also, Narada Purani explained, mother never considered fallen. This is also very, very interesting point. Prajanto patitam bandham, danyan uttam sasan, pita hi, patita kamam, matu kadan chana. Anyone who rejects his kinsman is being fallen, should be punished to uttam shasan, means Yamaraj, the highest monetary fine. Uttam Sasan. You will have to pay fine if you reject your kinsman. Only the father must be considered as the fallen, but never the mother. No mother, what she may do, the mother is not considered the fallen. Narad Purana. So this is also, mother in all respect should be considered worshipable. So, and Prabhupada wanted also, he wanted to say that all members of ISKCON should be gentlemen and gentle ladies. When people used to ask Srila Prabhupada, who is your member of ISKCON? Who is your follower? And Prabhupada said, my followers are gentlemen and gentle ladies. So Prabhupada stops when ladies walk and open door for his lady disciples. Prabhupada was giving respect, many stories, how Prabhupada was respecting his women disciples. Like that. This is very, very important on the principle. This very nice story also in Mahabharata. Maybe you heard about that. When Karna was fighting with Arjuna and Shalya, the king who was cheated by Duryodhana and pulled on the side of Kauravas, Shalya promised that when he will be fighting, he will be discouraging Karna. And when Karna came to fight with Arjuna, Shalya was telling story about the crow and Rajahangsa, swans. Once crows, they were doing competition, a flying competition. They were jumping, bumping, doing different tricks in the sky. And here were some swans flying very peacefully and steadily. And the one crow disrespectfully challenged the swan, hey, you guys, can you do some flicks and flippers and different flights tricks? And swans all these things. We're simply flying straight. And crows started to laugh at them and laugh and laugh. But swans, they were simply just flying. And the crow was following them, criticizing them disrespectfully. And a long time, hey, you guys, you cannot do it. Come on, I challenge you. In this way, he was following them. And until he understood that he already in the middle of the ocean, they were flying through the ocean. And this guy started to lose his energy, and he was already almost touching the water with the wings, and he was about to drown. So he started to pray to the swans, please, brother swan, help me. And the Rajahangsa came peacefully, pick him up on the shoulder, on the wind, and drop him back to the seashore. And Crow realized that how foolish he was. So Shalya told, my dear Karna, you are like that crow, and Panda was like a swans. You disrespecting them. Therefore, you're like crow, challenging crow. So don't be proud like that. And therefore, we know that our acharyas explain that they are decoys in the path of bhakti, atankavadi, terrorists. They want to hijack. There are two, pride and position, puja pratishtha, like that. Pratishtha rajabhir badham kamadyava prapatibhi chitatu tu samanam aghare pantamam mataha. Raghunath Das Goswami in Braj Bilas Stava, he says, only swan-like devotees can cut the ropes. Agha demon is a sin of personified sin, Agha. I pray to those devotees who are servants of the killer of the Agha demon, Krishna. They may come and cut those ropes. Bhaktistan Saraswati, he says, work of a sadhu, he's like taking away man's sensuous desires with his hook, places on the sacrificial block, cut with the knife, sharp language. Sadhu, we discussed, I think, last time, sadhu and asadhu. Sadhuttara, sadhuttama, ati sadhuttama. Like sadhu is very straightforward. He gives what we need to hear, not what we want all the time. Flattering sadhu is an enemy. All right, so what we can do now, I can, I knowingly a little bit speak more fastly today. I wanted you to ask some questions, some expectations. Maybe you have some questions and maybe some queries or maybe reflections. I'll be very happy to hear from you so we can have some dialogue in two-way traffic.
Prabhuji, can I ask a question?
Please.
I think last week you mentioned respect should be realistic, and today you just said we should not be flattering a sadhu. But when I was in New York City, before I became a devotee, I met some people distributing books. It seemed like a common strategy used in book distribution is there's a lot of flattering. You know, normally they'll tell people, you look like an artist, you look very spiritual, maybe you would like to get some spiritual books. So can you give me a perspective of seeing that? Is that realistic respect, or can you just give me a good positive perspective of seeing that?
Yeah, you see, actually, a real book distributor and advanced book distributor, he can see always good in every person. I was book distributor for many years. I'm still considering myself book distributor. I was some kirtan leader also, and we did so many different, you can say, transcendental trickery just to inject that medicine in the people's heart. I used to preach to mafia people. Can you imagine? I was really very heavy mafia. New York mafia can relax comparing to Russian mafia sometimes, because I was in New York also, and I heard Russian mafia pushed all this mafia of New York out of New York, in Manhattan. People told me, very heavy, but how to preach to mafia, and believe me or not, even 2 bodyguards of main mafia guy became devotees, 16-round chanters. Why? Because, yes, I mean, it's an amazing story. It's different. I just simply give them respect. Honestly, we went to their club because we wanted, somebody told me, if you make these guys favorable to Krishna consciousness, all city will be with you because everybody afraid of them. And if you simply make him favorable to Krishna, so people will respect, you'll get many followers. So what to do? They actually, like Narada Muni, he was preaching to Mrigari. He was very cruel hunter, cruel hunter. But Narada Muni was able to find good quality in him. And he make him devotee. Because many people, and you know what? We went to this mafia. I'm telling you my example. I don't know, but a practical example, how to do. We can see so many bad qualities in people. But somewhere deep down, their children, they actually hurt babies, they hurt in their childhood or whatever. They had some problem in life. And his name was Victor, actually. I preached to him. I went to this place. It was very heavy place, training hall. So many people were doing fighting. But I came to him and said, I want to speak to you. We are from monastery. We are monks. But we were dressed like pant and shorts. Okay, holy fathers, come. He kind of respected us also. Come. And I was thinking how to speak to him, how to distribute books, how to, and we were only three of us, my friend and he, eye to eye. We were sitting together. And I said, I looked at his eyes and said, Victor, you are the victor in all the time. But I happy, my dear Victor. And he was elderly than me, maybe double that time, maybe 20 years ago. He was half elderly than me. I was maybe 25 that time, but he was basically maybe 40, 45, like that. But he looked at me and I started to speak with him as with my elder brother. I found something good in him and I started to say, you're such a nice person, but people cheated you so many times in life. That's why you became angry. And I was praying to Krishna to find some good quality in him. And guess what? We invited him for some big festival. We used to do festivals in restaurants and stadiums. I used to make cakes, like 500-kilo cakes, Food for Life, because otherwise people will never come. We used to make cakes and invite all the big VIP people, including mafia people, to restaurants and feed them wonderful cakes. And I told him, why don't you come for our big program? Because you're such a nice person. Please come. Somewhere deep down inside, everybody spiritual souls, and we are talking to the soul, you see. And he told me personally, he smiled and he said, well, Holy Father, nobody in my life invited me for spiritual function and nobody respected me. Oh, really? And then we had big program restaurants to give us restaurant for free. They're such a rascal, such a mafia guys, such a businessman, cruel, completely degraded people. Make friends with them. It is explained, you can never expect people to lend their helping hand unless you will be able to touch their heart. And they used to give me all the restaurants for free. For one, on Sunday, the most business day for them, when so many customers comes in the holiday. But I said, once in a lifetime, give me one restaurant. We can feed holy food to all people for free. And we can invite many people. And somehow others, they did the Sukriti piety, okay, take it. And for holy food distribution, we used to go and invite big people and make big cakes. And when the people came, this Victor, when he came with his all big, bodyguards and black cloths like that, Haribo, can you hear? Sorry, I'm in Himalayas. Sometimes vibration not reaching.
Yes, Prabhuji, we are able to hear.
We can't hear you again now, Prabhuji, but we heard you a while ago.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Actually, I just I have to find out some data. Again, I'm disconnected. I have to climb the big pine tree. So what to do to catch the vibration? I'm just using my mobile telephone. Here is also, oops. Okay. Hare Krishna. So I'm again back. Sorry. बाप का बेटा सिपाही का घोड़ा कुछ नहीं तो थोड़ा थोड़ा. So I have to just put things together. Yes. So and another example given why we have to cheat. It's not cheating, but for the benefit of others. For benefit of others, sometimes you have to do it. For the it's called Shreyas. Not prayers immediately, but Shreyas. Mother wants to take the baby to the hospital because of some injection or some vaccination, whatever it may be, for treatment.
We were on the stories, like a mafia story. You added the story completely. I mean, we couldn't hear the end of the story, the mafia you had.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
No, they became, actually, I'm just afraid to tell all the stories, otherwise it become Mahabharata, and because they have limited time. Yes, it's many, many stories. Devotees even telling to us, to write the book. Because, as a Sankirtan devotee, you're traveling all over the world, and there's so many cases like this, when people from zero, they becoming heroes. In fact, they becoming themselves book distributors. So, but in my case, particularly this, I preached to him, and then it was really, really gunda. But there were many people, very nice people with him, but they were also mafia guys, But because we invited him, and he became very appreciative, he really appreciated our gesture on invitation. Though no any spiritual organization will invite to any spiritual function this kind of people. But why not? We invited them, and they really appreciate it. And later on, I didn't become close friend with these guys, definitely. But we were keeping respectful distance. Respectful distance means the distance from where you can respect people. When you're coming too close, you start to see the mistakes and faults in others, whatever, and you start to criticize each other. It means you cross the respectful distance. And if you're far away from them, you stop to respect them again, taking for granted. So we have to keep a respectful distance. But and Madhyamadhikari, he knows how to keep the distance, how to behave respectfully with everyone. For somebody, respect means you have to avoid them. For some people, you have to help them respectfully. With somebody, you have to make friendship, respectful friendship. And with somebody, you have to serve respectfully, with seniors. So these mafia people, they became very favorable to us. And several times we had some attack on the temple, and sometimes even people stolen something, some TV and books from temple. I used to call him, Victor, what happened? This is some problem here. Said, no problem, Holy Father, no problem, we'll help you. And through their network channels, they used to find those thieves, and they used to return everything back. And they used to help us. And every Sunday, they used to send us a big bag of fruits and some different grains and dry fruits, like that. Indirectly, they were doing, and many, many stories. I give them photo of Nrsimhadev doing surgical operation to Hiranyakashipu. That famous photo of ISKCON, like this. And this guys, they said, wow, super, you have super God. We like this God. Super, because they were like these people. And they used to put that photo in their car, and I give them some rock performance of Nrsimharati. Namaste Narasimhaya. And they like very much. And through that way, we slowly, they became devotees. Few of them, they started to chant 16 rounds even. And they told me that actually they had so many conflicts with some weapon, fighting conflicts. Seriously, They had fighting conflicts. And I told him, you chant the Nrsimha mantra, you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna will protect you. Even then, really? He said, yes, Arjuna was protected in the battlefield. Why not you people also? But you have to fight for dharma. Don't give up all this nonsense. Because there is somebody to judge. You are not the judge. And then eventually this Victor, he was shooted. He was in the hospital, actually. And I went to him to the hospital and gave him book, Easy Journey to Different Planets, like that. And his two bodyguards, they also told me many stories, how Krishna saved them personally. One guy was telling the story, it's another mafia guy. He said, they were in a restaurant, and they're celebrating birthday of another guy, their mafia man. But then another mafia people came and started to shoot them. And he said, I saw behind each and every shooter, it was big Yamadut, big in Susukshmrupma. It was like big invisible Yamadut. And this Yamadut was showing fingers, and these people, mafia guys, opposition, they were shooting. But behind him, it was Yamadut, and he was using this guy as an instrument to kill others. And Yamadut was saying, very fearsome, very dangerous person, big one, 2 meters. And he was going like this and showing fingers, this. And this man as a puppet, he was walking like this and shooting everyone. And when they were coming, this mafia guy, he went inside and under the table. He was sitting under the table and shaking like this, And this another guy came with machine gun, and Yamadut was behind him. And Yamadut looked at him like this under the table. And this man looked at him like this, fearful. And then Yamadut, he said, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Jai Nrsimhadev, Hare Krishna. He was just chanting. And then Yamadut, okay. He said, he just gave him sign, okay, last time. And he again looked ahead and didn't show this guy to shoot him. He didn't tell him to shoot him. He went ahead. He left this guy behind because he said, Hare Krishna. And after that, that man came to temple and he was telling this story. He became devotee. One guy, bodyguard, he's Slavic, his name, Slava his name, which is in English, it's glory, Slava. He became chanter also. And he said, because I was chanting Hare Krishna, I was able to get out from that mafia circle, network. And he became devotee. He went to later on to Moscow, and he even helped me to go to India. He gave me some money. Okay, you go to India, study, become nice devotee. And I went to India. He was helping also like in that way. So that's why my point is that sometimes mother wants to cure the baby out of compassion, and baby doesn't want to go to the doctor. So mother tells him, okay, let's go to the chocolate shop. Let's go to some sweet meat shop. Okay, mommy, let's go. And she indirectly taking him to the hospital. And slowly, she has to, what do you call it? Not cheat, but to trick him, some trick. She's tricking him to take to the hospital. And then when baby come to the hospital and says, oh, mommy, you cheated me. What is this? And then doctor putting some syringe, some sui, some needle. Okay. And then she giving chocolate to him. Now what to do? But when the man grown up, he is grown up. He understands that I have disease. He himself going to the hospital. And he's requesting doctor, can you put me needle? And then he's paying for that also. So similarly, people, those who are in the street, sometimes they just don't understand how diseased they are. They have this bhavaroga, material disease, identification with aham mameti, me and mine. I am this body, I'm American, I am Russian. This is disease. Prabhupada said skin disease. So as a doctor, Sankirtan devotee is a transcendental doctor. He's trying somehow or other to give him this medicine in the form of book. So slowly people realize, oh, okay, thank you. And then later on, when they become devotees, they themselves actually accepting this process and also not paying, but they're actually surrendering themselves and giving pranay artha dhya vacha. So this is a very nice question. Of course, motivation of the preacher should be proper, because sometimes people they also become carried away by, it's called Taranga Rangini, by the results of bhakti. You see, even Sankirtan, so-called Sankirtan devotee, he is distributing books, but he wants to get money, he wants to get recognition and respect from others for, I distributed so many books, everybody have to respect me. That's wrong. That's also another side. If you're trying to flatter people and respect so they can buy book from you, that's not good motivation. But if you really want to help people sincerely, without desiring anything from them, then Krishna will reciprocate. That's proper. That's proper. Does it make sense? No?
Oh, thanks, Prabhuji. Thanks for the amazing story.
No. It's a very, very nice. This is really Sankirtan devotee's question. I can tell you thousands of stories how sometimes you have to really try to find some very nice quality in the person. And people sometimes crying, wow, nobody glorified me. Nobody told me anything good. You're the first person who told me something very nice. Like that. All right?
Thanks.
But last thing, actually we have to see Krishna everywhere. In fact, Krishna everywhere. Srila Prabhupada, even one drunkard doctor came to him in Vrindavan when Prabhupada was sick. And he told me, oh, you have to do morning walks. And Prabhupada said, very correct. Krishna speaking through him. It was drunkard doctors, or somebody. Anyway, whatever. We can see Krishna everywhere. Mai pashyati sarvatra. All right? Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So you just explained the flattery, which was very enlightening. How do we connect? Is flattery and diplomacy different, or how do we understand that? What's the perception there?
Diplomacy, this is kutinati, duplicity, actually. Diplomacy, see, again, that's what we discussed. What is our motivation? Actually, everything externally, everything may looks like very nice and super devotional, tilak, everything. But motivation, what is your motivation? Why we are doing what we are doing? You see? And that's very, very important. Krishna is named Bhavagrahi Janardana. And the Jiva Goswami, actually, in Bhakti Sandarbha, maybe, I don't know, maybe I can try to find out you references. He explained, and Kapila Dev also explains in third canto Bhagavatam, that there are three kinds of devotional service also, and in Tamoguna, Rajaguna, and Satuguna. And all kind of devotional services, even chanting Hare Krishna or something, depends on your motivation. In Tamoguna, he particularly mentioning it's Dinadrik, Dinabhava, and Prithak Bhava, three levels. In the ignorance, devotional service in ignorance, they also still chanting Hare Krishna, but their motivation is violence, envy, prestige, etc. In Rajaguna, I believe, he says desire to control, desire for position, very prominent. Sometimes people they're doing. I was in ISKCON, even in ISKCON management in some spiritual organization. Sometimes people climbing to become some leader of spiritual organization. It's like purpose of life. They want to be there. And Satoguna, people doing this out of duty. People they doing this as a purification for themselves. But even higher than that, Nishtray Gunya Bhavarjuna, Ahaituki Apratihata. They're not doing this for themselves. They're trying to do this to please Krishna and Guru. Selfless. Like that. Motivation. Though externally looks everything the same. And you understand the point? Srila Prabhupada writes in 8th Canto Bhagavatam 29 chapter, Shukadeva Goswami explains that demigods and demons, time, place, circumstances, purpose of churning the ocean was the same for both. But demigods, they got the result and demons, they didn't. Why? Prabhupada said because of motivation. Because devotees completely depend on Krishna and demons depends on their own endeavor, karma. That's why he said, by result you can understand them. Parispalena parichiyate. And Prabhupada writes in that commentary, actually, very, very crucial commentary, he said that even in spiritual life, some karmis, those whose motivation is not, they want to exploit property of Krishna, and they have tilak also, they have dhoti, but this is a duty of devotees and Supreme Lord to expose them, their motivation. So very, very, we came here, of course, like in a hospital, we are coming to purify ourselves, our motivation. And the ideal motivation is to serve Guru and Krishna and be grateful to them. Does it make sense, Mataji? Kutinati. Kutinati, this is like a Hridaya Durbalya. This is actually a weakness of the heart. Some people, they even using Krishna consciousness to get some money, because this is very nice way to do some income. In Nepal, for example, I also hear people doing Bhagavad Katha because it's the best way to earn money. Super. People are religious, you speak them a little bit religious, and people, they'll give you a donation like anything. So that's why Kutinati. Motivation is wrong. But devotees sometimes acting very funny, but their motivation to help people. That's why they said Vaishnavara Kriya Mudra Vijnana Bujai. You can never understand the behavior of Vaishnava. What is his real purpose? Why he is doing? I can tell you many stories about Srila Prabhupada, that Srila Prabhupada did few things, but why did he do that? Like, I'll give you one example. Once the devotees, they had the ashram, and in their ashram, they were doing jumping, bumping. They hired one building. They were hiring one building, and they were behaving like crazy, jumping every morning, Mangalarati. And the old lady who was landlord of that house, she was freaking out. She wanted to kick them out from there. I didn't know that you're going to behave like this. I don't want to hire this house for you anymore. And she wanted to kick them out. And when Srila Prabhupada came, devotees started to complain. Srila Prabhupada, this lady is demon. She doesn't like Krishna. She wants to kick us out from here. And Prabhupada, what he did was an interesting thing. Srila Prabhupada said, okay, I'll meet this lady. Let me go and meet this lady. He went down, he knocked the door, and door opened. And this very old lady came out very angry because she didn't like this Hare Krishnas. But Srila Prabhupada, this time she saw Srila Prabhupada, he was elderly man. So she was surprised. Oh. And first question Prabhupada asked this lady, you know which question he asked? Srila Prabhupada said, good morning. And then he asked the questions, how many original teeth you have? He asked the question as a gentleman, as an old man asking another old man, how many original teeth you have? And I have original teeth. And you? And she was smiling. I also have. Come. And they had very nice discussion as the old people, respecting each other very nicely. And then the lady, she came out and said, okay, I don't like you people, but your Guruji is a very nice person. Therefore, okay, you can stay. Srila Prabhupada could solve the problems by his wonderful gentleman behavior. And it's not necessary you have to be always, big Mahamandaleshwar, super pooper sadhu in the sky. No, sometimes head in the sky good, but to keep your legs on the ground. Srila Prabhupada was receiving Guru Puja. People were jumping, Jaya Guru Deva, big Guru Puja in Mayapur. And one lady with small baby was in the line to offer the pushpa. And Prabhupada said, come here, come here. How is your health? And while Guru Puja was going on, Prabhupada was talking with the lady, very friendly. He didn't care for this Guru Puja. He was concerned with the health of the baby. Do you have money for the medicine? Take some medicine, give her some 100 rupees medicine, go. And this lady till date, she remembers, oh, Prabhupada was so kind and affectionate to me. Even though hundreds of devotees were jumping Guru Puja, Prabhupada gave personal attention to me. Attention, availability, right? And appreciation. Is it okay, Mataji?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes. Ask question. I'll just connect my computer. Go ahead. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, association provides, develops respect to each other, and that same association can destroy respect to each other, like because over familiarity develop, and that happens in our chanting, in husband-wife relationship, even in friend relationship with each other. So in this case, how can we like you mentioned that we have Madhyamadikari knows that how to keep respectful distance. So could you please elaborate? Could you please explain more about this so that we can maintain due respect to each other in all kinds of relationship?
You know, in Russian we have a very wonderful song. Thank you. Very good question. In Russia we have a song that why we became familiar and speak to each other familiarly. You know, like we have, because before marriage, you can mute, huh? Sound. Somebody who is host, you can mute. So, you see, before the marriage, particularly before marriage, people trying to show their best part, best side. But during the marriage, people start to see, you know, in and out, because there is no secrets anymore. Too much familiarity breeds contempt. But we have to always deal with each other in terms of service to Krishna. We have to put third partner always, whether it's friends or husband and wife, why we are doing what we are doing, right? And how I can assist you to achieve that goal. Real friends, not those who are looking at each other, but those who are looking at the same direction. Saint-Exupéry said, one poet in France, that we have to see one day, what is our goal? Usually I am telling this is, we have to establish from very beginning, and to make our relationship nice, we have to make it four. We have to understand each other's needs, interests, concern, and expectations. Remember? And we have to also establish 4 pillars of our relationships, which are A, B, C, D. We have to make foundation. A, B, C, D means aim, behavior, character, and discipline. We have to just clarify things. Clarify. And also, like in our community, for example, we have, even before, particularly in the marriage in Grihastha ashram, before they getting married or even later on, they have to ask each other questions, clarify expectations before marriage even, respectfully, not just jumping into romance, and clarify how many children do you expect? What is the salary you'll be happy with? You know, how much time you're going to give to your social life, how much time you can give to spiritual life. Make it clear. Otherwise, you know, hey, maybe I was thinking, why? This too late, too broken to be repaired, you know. So that's why it's very nice to clarify expectations, to set up the pillars, and then sky is the limit. One is clear, one we are on the same page. Then you see, relationship becomes like, you know, everything will follow as a shadow. When we have loving exchange, pretty lakshanam. And the pretty lakshanam doesn't depend on the beauty of the face only. It's beauty of the heart. As I give you example of this old man and young man. He took this heart and fill up ability to give more than take, to respect and appreciate each other. I have one video clip about that. I really wanted to show you how much loving exchange and respectful relationships made out of small things, very, very small things. You see, when people love each other, they can send one flower, you know, they can send one love letter, whatever. They can send some small gift, token of appreciation. And that's really matters, really matters. Just one phone call, one message. Hi, Haribol, I really love you. Krishna loves you. I remember you, Haribol. I do it to my many friends. We make one account and time and again, I'm just sending just like that. Why? Just like that. We have, in childhood, we had one small cartoon, and the cartoon's name was Prostatak, means just like that. It was one puppy, he was carrying that bunch of flowers, and he met one ass baby. And this ass was completely frustrated. And he said, okay, why are you frustrated? Take this bouquet of flowers, take, it's for you. For me? Why? Just like that. And then the ass baby gave this to one puppy dog. And puppy also, why for me? And as just like that, no reason. Oh, really? And then, you know, become the ambassador of goodwill. Just pass on, smile, pass on good feeling. It's cost nothing. And believe me, all people are human beings. Everybody, even animals. I told you the example was mafia, extreme. Even we can scratch to their heart, even deep down, they're also nice people, actually. Like that. Make sense? And we have to be attentive, because I told you last time, I believe, there's a book, Compassionate Communication. Please kindly have a look. It's extra curriculum study, but it's practical, very, very helpful. Needs and feelings. When we understand the feeling of people, we understand what kind of needs not fulfilled. There's a list of needs and needs of feelings, universal feelings. Need to be understood, need for friendship, need for health. And if somebody feeling dissatisfied inside, he'll freak out, he will behave accordingly. And by seeing his behavior, don't judge him. We have to understand that some needs not fulfilled. Try to tip those needs and try to fulfill those needs. Automatically, he'll be repaired. Okay? Make sense?
Yes, thank you so much. You're so practical, so thank you.
Utility is a principle. Philosophy is very nice. Everybody of us, we can speak Sanskrit, but we are human beings, by the way, also, right? And we have big community here, very big community. And believe me, I have quite an experience. Mr. Marshall, author of that book, Mr. Marshall, you can type on Google, Compassionate Communication. So, and as a leader of community, believe me, we have to handle so many cases. Pitaji, Mataji, Brahmachari, children, Gurukula, and sometimes fighting in family. Sometimes years ago, when I came in Nepal, so many cases where people committing suicide. Some guy calling me at night, okay, Patri Prabhu, I am about to commit suicide, just wanted to pay bye-bye to you at the end. What? Stop! In the middle of the night, I have to drive the car, go to his home, beat him on the face, sit down. We were crying together, sitting with their parents. It happens. Now this devotee is super devotee leader in our community. But that particular time, how rich you are, you can understood by how many people can come and give you a shoulder and wipe your tear. That's real opulence, not money. Money cannot buy friendship. But friendship is also not for free. You have to invest something. You cannot withdraw something which you didn't invest. Like that. And well, would you like to see one small clip about how to be attentive?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very nice. It's in Hindi though. How many of you can understand? Maybe somebody can understand Hindi, but I'll translate. Most of you can understand Hindi or not?
Yes, Prabhuji, most of us.
Yajiye, maybe she'll not understand, but I'll tell you brief. This is one on old man telling to his granddaughter. Old man telling to the granddaughter that, see, in the childhood, I was in Pakistan, and then I had very best friend in childhood. We were going to some sweet meat shop, and we were taking some sweets and eating together. Churi karke. So we were just doing this, and we were best friends. We were eating sweets together from particular shop. But then, because it was riots and divided Pakistan and India, I had to run overnight. Ek raat mein bhag gaya. And since that time, I missed my friend. I lost my friend. Now okay. And then his granddaughter, what she did, just have a look. She found that shop and she called that friend and she reunited best friends. And because she was very attentive to the details. Okay? Dekhte hai na? I'll put to you. Let me share the screen.
ये मैं, ये यूसुफ, लंगोटिया यार सी मेरा। लाहौर में हमारे घर के सामने एक बड़ा बाग था। उस बाग का गेट बाप बहादुर के जमाने। रोज शाम को हमने वहां पतंगे उड़ानी और उसके बाद जाके यूसुफ के दुकान से झझरिया चुरा के खानी।
झझरिया?
मेरा साहब नमस्ते। नमस्ते, मेरी पोती मुंबई वाली। और बेटे क्या हाल है?
की तंग गली फिर से कूद फांदे छोटी छोटी मीठी चोरी गांठ लेके बांधे
हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम
फजल स्वीट्स
हाँ जी दादाजान दिल्ली से किसी की कॉल है
हेलो
यूसुफ अंकल
कौन
जी मैं सुमन बोल रही हूँ दिल्ली से आपके बचपन के दोस्त बलदेव जी की पोती याद है बचपन में आप दोनों झझरिया चुरा के खाते थे
बचपन की तंग गली फिर से कूद फांदे छोटी छोटी मीठी चोरी गांठ लेके बांधे एक पतंग सा उड़ता था परिंदों की तरह परिंदों की तरह परिंदों की तरह एक दौर था मन मन मोर था एक दौर था मन मन मोर था
पार्टीशन के वक्त हम रातों रात हिंदुस्तान आ गए
दादू
यूसुफ दी बड़ी याद आती है
कागजों की कश्तियों में डूबा रहता था झांकती खिड़कियों में उलझा रहता था वो भी क्या दौर था मन पे न जोर था एक दौर था मन मन मोर था एक दौर था मन मन मोर था
भैया थोड़ा जल्दी
मन मोर
हाँ जी कौन हैप्पी बर्थडे यारा यूसुफ वो यूसुफ बल्लू वो यूसुफ यार
So this is very nice sign of respect and attention. There is no details in respectful relationships. Every detail is very important. And I'll dare to show you one more very nice clip. Please kindly watch this also. How to respect each and every living entity, even animals. Vidya vinaya sampanni brahmane gavi hasini suni chaiva swapagicha pandita samadarshana. Look at this. Even people throwing stone at you, you have to give flowers. Let me help you. For education.
เขาจะได้อะไร ถ้าเขาทำแบบนี้ทุกวัน
What he does get in return, nothing he's getting in return. Every day he does this. Where are you? He himself doesn't have much money. Still he's sharing.
เขาจะไม่ได้อะไรเลย
And he gets nothing. He's not getting
ไม่ได้รวยขึ้น
He's not going to become rich.
ไม่ได้ออกทีวี
He will not appear on TV.
ไม่มีใครรู้จัก
Nobody knows him.
ไม่ได้มีชื่อเสียงที่มากขึ้น
He will not become famous. but he
คือได้
receiving
แค่
emotions,
ความรู้สึก
receiving the love from others.
ได้เห็นความสุข
He can become witness of the happiness of others.
ได้เข้าใจ
He gets deep understanding of life.
ได้ความรัก
He feels the love.
ได้ในสิ่งที่เงินซื้อไม่ได้
And money cannot buy love. Money cannot buy happiness.
ได้โลกที่สวยงามกว่า
The
เดิม
world becomes beautiful. Hare Krishna. So, how much we actually sharing our love, how we are offering respect to others. So, like this. Oops. How much we offering respect like this. We have to give respect. And of course, anyway, I don't want to give you something. And this is a teamwork. Respect is a teamwork like this. If you want Sankirtan Yagya, you want to give flower, you cannot do it alone. We need some team of people. So respect to each other because we depend on each other. That's called Sankirtan Yagya. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. You are wonderful personality. Thank you very much. Let us learn all these qualities from you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Very good.
I'm just reflecting from all of you. What is this?
Very nice class, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful session. Can I say something? Yeah, in regard to Yaji Mataji's question that sadhus don't flatter, and the book distributor who approached her, told her like you seem to be a spiritual person. So I was thinking that that person was not wrong. She is a spiritual person doing Bhakti Shastri today. So sadhus actually don't flatter.
No, they don't flatter. Sometimes you have to flatter. Srila Prabhupada give example of Prabodhananda Saraswati. He gives very wonderful shloka. He says, if you want to preach, you have to go to some office, big businessman, maybe nonsense number one, very rich attached person, but you have to glorify him. Oh, sadhavaha, you're so great sadhu. And then when that person is very happy, he'll ask, okay, what do you want? And then Chaitanya Chandra Charane, you just surrender, you fool, forget about everything, surrender to Krishna. Surrender to the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's all. First you flatter him, once he is favorable, ask you, what do you want? Then you can tell him, you fool, surrender to Krishna, forget everything. You see? But people will remember. You see, two things people remember in their life. Two things they will guarantee, they will remember two things. I have this experience. They'll remember how did they feel when they first time met you. How did they feel when they first time met you? There is no second chance to get first impression. And second thing, people will always remember what you have done for them. Nowadays, sometimes I'm meeting people after 20 years. They telling me, Patri Prabhu, you give such a nice class in Vrindavan. Remember, 20 years ago, very nice class. I give thousands of classes. I don't remember. No, it's very, very nice class, super class. And I said, what that class was about? And that person, no, I don't remember also, but it was very nice. Why? Because that emotional footprint, we have to simply respect people. They may not be able, they will not be able to remember what the details, which is not important, but they important how they feel. That's why Shakti Parinama Vada. When people will be together, they start to feel we're in spiritual family. Come on. People, they don't have, they don't have big Sanskrit Panditwa in the spiritual world. Yesterday I read 14th chapter of Bhagavatam. Shukadev Goswami explains that diamond on the silver plate, not very much appreciated, but on the blue glass, it's shining like anything, contrast. So similarly, in spiritual world, nobody knows that Krishna is God. He's our son, he's our friend. Not very much, it's normal for them. But in material world, black material world, diamond like Krishna's appearance becomes, wow, very much appreciating. So similarly, sadhus, when you are appearing in the black life of people, very dark, very people laughing at us, you are so different from everyone. In Russia, people were laughing, oh, you guys, you're so different, like UFO from aliens in pajama, antenna, you are so different, and we are laughing at you. And we say that you laughing at us that we are so different, but we are laughing at you that you are all the same. Same. So that's why people, they will always remember, it's not result important, not result. It's important we can come together to the finishing line. Krishna wants not to see us who is the first. I remember I was in commando army, in commando training, and every day we used to run the big cross, 10 kilometers, 6 kilometers with machine gun and very heavy. We had 112 soldiers, and some of soldiers were very strong, and they used to come according time, let's say 3 hours or 1 hour, 50 minutes. You have to come in time. This is standard. But if somebody who became late, he has to run, all unit again has to run next day. And we had some mota, some old, some very fat guys, they could not come in time because they were always last. And after 2-3 times of running like this, we have to again and again to run as a unit. And then people become frustrated that because of one person or two people, all people have to run again. Everybody angry. If you ever run, it's too much, too much sometimes, heavy. But next day, evening time, everybody start to beat him. Hey, Mota, beating him. I said, no, don't beat him because tomorrow he'll not be able to run at all. Instead of running first, you have to come last and help him. And next day, somebody who is more stronger took his machine gun, somebody took his bag, somebody pulling him like this. Hey, Mota, chalo. And pushing him. And ultimately, because everybody, we helped him, we came in time as a unit. Because result was counted by the last person, not by the first one. You see? And if you want, just now I came to my mind, I have another small 2 minutes clip and we can stop on that. You'd like to see one more? This is respect in action. Respect in action. Okay, let me just show you. Sorry, I'm a little bit spontaneous in my presentation. I hope VIHE directors will forgive me.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Your classes are very nice.
Here we go. This is a real story about the Olympic Games. You read yourself. This is the Olympic Games. This is the final gold medal competition. Derek Redmond, he was actually favored on medal. Olympic Games. 400 meters. After 150 meters, he broke his ligament. And he could not run anymore.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary.
Sometimes in spiritual life also in between something may happen and we need help and we know that we have to continue.
Then I am still and wait here in the silence till you
come. And he didn't want to stop. He wanted to continue. And that moment, very important to give respect to the person, what he had done.
You raised me up so I could stand on mountains.
Maybe he's not qualified anymore.
You raised me up
and somebody came to the crowd to help him.
Stormy seas. I am strong when I am on.
And that was his father.
Raise me up more than I can be.
We have to do it together. They continue together.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas.
65,000 people stadium, standing ovation, everybody greeting them and appreciating them.
When I am on your shoulder.
So it's not question of, it's not question of result. It's question never give up, because Krishna accepts the attitude. And if we can continue respect Krishna, respect devotees, even in whatever conditions they may be, we have to always give them shoulder to each other. That's success. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, chapter 30, text number 8, Krishna gives the blessings to prachetas. This is your homework. Please kindly read. I am happy with you because of your, not because of your tapasya and because of your super pooper projects, but because of your relationships, mutual respectful relationships amongst each other. That's how we can please Krishna. Okay? 4:38. It's homework. Thank you so much to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. That's so nice of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
so much.
I will pray for you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yes, happy Kartik to everyone. You pray kindly for me. I will pray for you. Let's see what else. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everybody. I would like to thank Patri Prabhu on behalf of VIHE. And he not only gives like this classes, he is like that. He is what he talks. I could see that in my conversation over WhatsApp with him. He keeps sending so many nice things. And today morning was like it was like having an energy drink, early morning, completely energized. Thank you very much for energizing us, Patri Prabhu. Thank you.